Well, once we figure out how to record, then we'll get going. It's not
Well,
on mine, so.
it is recording. Um,
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it's through one of the AI apps because that's not clear right now to me. But it is recording, so it
Okay.
is recording somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, I see it on the screen. Okay. Outstanding. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. This is a special League of Opportunities because we've never done two in one day. So one of our members in Honolulu had asked, "Hey, could you do more of these league opportunity meetings so that I can attend?" And so we do mix them in, but last year I would say we didn't do very as many as we should. So this year, especially since we're growing in Asia, we've got several new chapters starting this month in Asia, and more planned for the rest of the year. We're going to be doing more of these of both opportunities and extraordinaries throughout the year. What we do in this conversation is have members discuss what opportunities they have. Typically, it's new things. Sometimes it's things that are ongoing, but whatever it ends up being, it's information that's useful for the global tribe, useful for our members to be more successful. Let's start with Matthew Kyle of WeConnect. Matthew's a longtime member of Global Chamber. WeConnect is an extraordinary company. I remember when Matthew explained it early on, he shared that he had had and has had really outstanding consulting experience and pulling data together across borders. And from that beginning, they felt that there was a better solution that what he had been involved with. So he and some other partners came together, and I'm in the middle of an intersection here, so I guess I better I better move out before somebody hits me. Sorry about that. I'm driving, and LA traffic can be a little bit crazy. But they basically took what they saw as a value add of what they were doing, but be able to do it better and cheaper. And they've built all sorts of additional services on top of that. So Matthew, congratulations on co-founding WeConnect. Congratulations on all the continued success that you've had, and we look forward to learning more.
Thanks, Doug. Yes, I know I only have 5 minutes, so I've practiced. I think I can keep it under two. Can I share my screen here? I think I can. Everyone can see this.
Yes, we can.
Oh, we can. Okay, got it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So really, I was told by Elisa to kind of keep it to a kind of standard framework. So, who do we want to connect with? We want to connect with companies who want to hire teams or set up companies outside the country of their headquarters. It's pretty much as simple as that. I used to have a lot more long-winded explanation, but that's pretty much who we want to meet. Anybody that wants to set up teams or have companies outside of their headquarters, or if they have subsidiaries overseas already and they want to manage them better, need more transparency, that's who we want to meet. And in terms of how we can help that kind of company, I'll just kind of walk through this presentation. Basically, what do? We help companies hire teams, set up entities smoothly, compliantly in 90 countries around the world. We provide a service what's called employer of record globally. So we can hire talent or people in one of our controlled entities in one of the 90 countries. So you don't have to set up your own company, making it very easy to kind of dip your toe into that market. Or if you just want to hire talent there, you don't have to actually have a company. Also, if you have commercial ambitions or you're in a regulated industry, or you need more of a presence, bigger team, you can show more commitment to the market, we can set up subsidiaries in 90 countries. We can handle all the tax and secretarial compliance globally with all of our teams on the ground. Whenever you have a subsidiary, you have to do accounting, and we can use your system of choice. So that's Xero, QuickBooks, Oracle, Dynamics, SAP, NetSuite, Sage, Zoho. There's a lot of them. And generally, most firms in the world, I mean, I'd say most, but pretty much all firms in the world will not use one single system to support a client. We can unify the financial systems for all 90 countries and give you transparency and give you financial records within days after the month end for 90 countries. Very, very, very efficient. Also, if you hire people, we have a system to, basically organize all the human capital data. You can prove payroll, tell us when you hire somebody, when you fire somebody, and you can get all kinds of reports tailored to your needs for board meetings, CEO presentations, whatever it is, just kind of understand your people around the world. These are the 90 countries, basically the top 50 GDP plus 40 more of interest from our clients over the years that we've built solutions in. And then, so how do you use WeConnect? You can hire people on our entities first, then you can work with our handpicked experts to set up your own subsidiaries and manage all the compliance. And then we can unify all the financial and payroll data for you very, very easily, very, very transparently in 90 countries. Thanks for listening.
Fantastic. Who do you typically target? Who are your best clients? Like size and market segment and maybe numbers of country, kind of the range you mentioned. Typically, it's quite a few countries. And does it include countries outside of Asia?
It does. It does. So we cover almost all of Europe now, South America. We do U.S. market entry as a one-stop shop, which didn't really exist before us. We do certain countries in Africa, basically all of Asia except for North Korea and Russia. And yeah, I mean, what do we target? I've been on these many times. You always ask me. I always try to get a better answer here. But our best clients really are definitely companies that are more mature. They're our best clients. But I kind of really like to say that any company that wants to set up a subsidiary overseas has to do this stuff. If they want to hire people overseas, they have to handle it. And we've structured our services to be as affordable and helpful as possible. So I really think even like we have clients that are individuals that own subsidiaries overseas that we manage. So our services and fees can apply to multinationals in the Fortune 1000 or even individuals. So I really don't think there's like a kind of client that we need to meet for us to make sense. I mean, of course, there are the best clients that sign up for everything we do and pay us a whole bunch of money. Those, I guess, are our best clients. But really, any client needing any service in one of these 90 countries, we can really help. And typically, we're within the budget.
Okay, very good. I'll open up the floor for questions. What questions do you have? Who has questions for Matthew?
Hey,
Don't be
Matthew.
shy.
Alexa here for KMC. It's good that you guys have a lot of footprint globally and was wondering if you guys also operate or you have partners as well in the Philippines, which is a very hot spot market for performer talents.
I'm sorry, it cut out for me. Could you repeat your question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I was commenting how WeConnect has like large footprint across the world, and I was wondering if you do also operate or support team members and companies in the Philippines, or do you have existing partners here?
Yeah, so in the Philippines, as one example, we don't have our own presence there, but we can connect our technology with a local Filipino partner in the Philippines. And right now we support probably between 5 and 10 of our global clients managing their subsidiary in the Philippines. So we can set up the subsidiary. We do have creative ways to get that to allow them to own enough of the Filipino company so they can fully control it, because I know that there's local shareholding requirements. But yeah, we can handle the Philippines. Really no problem.
No problem. That's great to know.
Okay, very good. Alexa,
Offline.
Alexa, is there some sort of a potential alignment that might be possible with KMC, or do you know companies that would make sense for Matthew and his team?
Absolutely. I mean, would love to connect and discuss further because we can help Matthew post. We connect as an expert as well in the Philippines through KMC's services and partnership. Also make use of our background and footprint here. But on the other hand, there are also like potential like synergies there besides the partnership, like technology wise, your team expanding here so you can expand your operation. So yeah, looking forward to connecting and exploring further discussion.
Yeah, we actually have more Filipino companies that we've helped expand outside of Philippines. So that could also be something. Since you're a office-based co-working space provider, there may be more of those actually that you're seeing as they grow.
Yeah, we'll talk about our services a little bit more as well because we're bigger than a co-working provider. So yeah, looking forward
Yeah,
to
sure.
explore strategies with you, Matt.
Absolutely.
Any other questions for Matthew, please?
Matt, Peter Grabick with Global Recovery Group. I took a quick glance at that map when you had put it up. Was Morocco on that list by chance?
Yes. So we can handle Morocco through our partner.
Okay, because we're looking at opening an office there likely within the next 2 years. So we should probably connect and see what the options would be there.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Thank you.
Sounds good. Any other questions? And hearing none, let's go to Alexa next, so that we've got you guys back to back, and so there could or should be some synergies there for sure. Alexa, thank you for all that you and MJ do, and we look forward to hearing more today about the latest and greatest and what opportunities you have and how else we can help.
Of course. Let me just share my screen quickly. Let me know if you're able to see it. We also have want to say hi and have a shout out to Colin. We're setting up a meeting of meeting him here together with like the Global Chamber of Manila chapter. But yeah, let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Got it.
Hi again, everyone. 5 minutes. I hope to condense this and make it as clear as possible. Hope 2024 has been great and crazy for everyone. So again, I'm Alexa and I run the strategic partnership side for KMC. I'm joined here by two of my other colleagues as well. I am Jay and Brian. And generally, we look for more companies to help guide or even just build relationships with, particularly those who are looking to innovate and grow your teams and businesses to scale operations. So through these connections, we get to speak with many decision makers from CEOs, for HR leaders, CFOs, all the way to CIOs or marketing leads, which could be your positions in your companies right now. And there seem to be common or recurring challenges in the US with regards to recruitment or rising cost of labor or high employee attrition, which of course affects scaling and growing, as we've mentioned earlier. So, um, if and my guess is it might be hard to like hire, for example, the perfect employees right now in some of your locations, given the gap in terms of talent caused by rising costs and increasing salary demands. But if you could find a way to fill out these positions faster with high performers, all the while saving up to 70% of labor costs, you do it, as decision makers and as innovators in your own company. So that's exactly what we do with KMC. We build offshore teams in the Philippines. So what this means is while you already have solid operations and great core team members in place in the US, we're able to help you build offshore and high performing extensions of your team in the Philippines to scale up faster and cost effectively. So the reason why I was asking Matt earlier is because if companies, for example, like WeConnect would love to scale actually specialize in terms of growing your team here with regards to a finance and accounting department or a tech department to really scale up and support your global operations across 150 190 countries. You would be able to hire people in 30 days or less without having to go through the burden of incorporation, going through labor costs, compliances, taxes, because we'd all do that for you as your employer of record, so you can actually hire high performers and scale up fast to support your business. That's because as the biggest footprint provider as well of offices in the Philippines, which is one of our businesses, it gives you access to anyone in the Philippines who best fits the profile that you're looking for. So we have around 115 million people in the Philippines right now, of where 3 million of young dynamic workforce is in the outsourcing industry alone, and it's projected to even grow bigger year on year. So that's the scale and the opportunity that you can actually grow your business into, whether you're in tech, you're in healthcare, you're in finance, you're looking to expand or grow your business's finance team, accounting team, your tech team, customer support, name it. Whether you've heard of Manila, Clark, Boracay, this could be like the cities that resonate best or you've mostly been familiar with. Anywhere in the Philippines, we can help you build your team members with regards to that. So if you are interested, or if you're having those problems that we mentioned earlier, we've helped companies like eBay, Zoom, Asana, Payscale, and so many more across 40 different industries that had similar problems and have resolved it by expanding and growing their team members in the Philippines. So if you're up for a chat to know more about how we do this or how we help teams or some problems that we've resolved as well, besides the 4 things that we've mentioned earlier, we're thrilled to connect with you here together with MJ and Brian. So help us to get to know you more. Let's exchange details and schedule a more in-depth meeting like afterwards as well. So thanks again, Global Chamber and Doug, for this opportunity.
Thanks very much. MJ, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I'm good. We have a West Coast and East Coast presence. I'm on the West Coast and Brian's on the East Coast, so ready to support anybody who has a need for this service. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
For the 3 of you, question: who is your best client right now? What did you find in 2023 gave you the most traction?
Well, that's a great question, because there's actually like different flag or key clients across different verticals. But Zoom, for example, the platform that we're using right now, is one of our key accounts. It was a great timing at a really unfortunate but fortunate time. They were really just looking to hire 10 people when they started with us. They were still in the field of private or more of like in educational sectors when they started reaching out to us back in 2019. But of course, COVID happened, and everyone could not live and connect without Zoom during that time. So in a span of 3 months, they grew from 9 to 800, and we were able to help them scale the operations because of that increased demand globally. And 2 years after, they're over 1,000 employees with us, all happy Zoomies who are supporting Zoom as we use them on a day-to-day basis, keep on using it. They've had their offices here. They were able to create or hire people remotely in Metro Manila and different locations to make sure that the global operations, they have over 1,000 employees sustaining and growing the business. So I hope that can be an inspirational story. We can do it for you, whether you're in funding, growth phase, or actually in expansion phases. So any customer journey, wherever you are at.
Amazing story. Thank you. What questions does anybody have? Just unmute yourself and go for it.
Hey, Doug, this is Pankaj. I joined late. So I have a question. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Right now, we are outside the home. If anyone is looking for funding, Doug, Cesar knows, so we can help funding anywhere in the whole world. Thank you so much.
That's an interesting question. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
Hey, Alexa, this is Matt from WeConnect. Are there any skill sets in the Philippines that you would say are you mentioned there's like, you could probably build like an offshore IT team or offshore finance team. Are there any kind of like skill sets that may not be the strongest in the Philippines? I see your kind of wheel here, but is there anything you're seeing that clients are requesting that you're like, the talent in the Philippines may not be where it needs to be for that kind of skill set?
Sure. I guess more of a challenge, it's an opportunity. And I'm glad that Colin is actually here, because everyone is looking for AI, for example, as a core skill, as that's where all of the industries are heading towards to. And It's a challenge across the world, and the great thing about it is that the Department of Labor, the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Education, together with the Philippine government, is highly investing now on upskilling a lot of its workers, making sure that curriculums are also upskilled, like people in general are more educated with AI and the opportunities of it, because it is the country's goal to make the Philippines a key offshoring destination for AI talents as well in the next 4 to 5 years and moving forward. So if there's anything that's a challenge, not just in the Philippines but globally, would be in terms of very very high skilled professionals in AI. But we're hoping to see that, and it's something that you can also scale up and replicate in the next few years.
Makes sense. And then when your clients engage you, they basically put all of their terms and conditions on the talents you bring to them. You're not like co-managing. You're just kind of facilitating. I'm just trying to guess here, but you're facilitating a space. You're facilitating maybe hardware, but they're the ones that fully need to manage these people. You're just kind of facilitating them being in the Philippines. Is that fair?
Yes, so we are an employer of record plus, like to
Yeah,
use
yeah,
the
yeah.
OR plus model, wherein they get to hire the employees through us, like locally. We manage compliances, payroll, etc. But day-to-day management, even the selection of the employees, and the training is care of the client. Besides that, as you've mentioned, we're able to provide them office spaces, hardware, assets, in case that's also essential for their operations. So yes, management directly care of the clients.
Makes sense. Okay, thanks.
Colin, I saw you went
Uh,
on mute. Maybe you want to add things to that as well?
Yeah, sure. Maybe a good place for me to jump in here. So a couple comments. For one, I'm in a kind of an interesting position because not only I represent Global Chamber here in Metro Manila and Philippines, but one of my companies is actually a client of KMC and has been for several years, and I can say very happy client. So I can also just attest to the value of the services and the quality of the facilities. When you go into a KMC facility here in Manila, you might as well be in London, New York, LA, San Francisco, et cetera. It's just really world-class facilities. So to the comment about skill sets, that was a great question, Matt. So actually another hat I wear is actually I was the founding president of the AI and Analytics Association here in the Philippines, and we're working very closely with the national government on something called the Philippines Skills Framework, and cooperating with companies like KMC and the other BPO industry, as well as with the universities and the various government agencies to really work together collectively on an ecosystem for the new 21st century type skills, and especially around AI. So there's just tremendous activity happening right now to upskill AI. And as a result, as Alexa mentioned, there's actually a very aggressive growth targets for the Philippines for the next 5 years. Her number up there, 59 billion, I can confirm that that's actually the industry target. They're on track already, in terms of trajectory. To hit that, basically double the workforce here, add more than 1.5 million people, and about $30 billion or so of business. So yeah, Philippines right now is economically is a really bright a really bright future in Southeast Asia.
I believe it. I was there for a month over Christmas and New Year's. So
yeah, you were here for the New York fireworks then.
yeah, I've been there 15 times. I like the buildings.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So great to see Philippines well represented here today, Doug.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. We still
Colin,
see
you've
you as
been
the best ambassador of the Philippines in the global chamber community.
Colin, how long have you been involved with the Philippines? Because it feels like maybe decades.
Probably since before Alexa was born. Actually, my first involvement with the Philippines doing actual, commercial activity was in the 1980s. Yeah, so it's been a very, very long time. That was back in my semiconductor days, but yeah,
Wow.
decades.
Colin was so passionate about the Philippines when I met him about 15 years ago. He had a medical transcription company, and he needed to have frequent meetings by video with the Philippines. And so he located his headquarters across the street from a data center, and they ran a fiber line across the street. Like they dug up a special slot in the street so they could get top-notch video, back in the day. Now it's a lot easier than that to do. You don't need to go to that extent.
Wow.
But at that time, Colin went to that extent.
Yeah, I look back on that, Doug, now you can just have a few dollars a month of Zoom connection. I think, we spent over 50 grand in hardware, and like you say, we had got the city to dig a special trench so we could have our own fiber line. But yeah, it's been fun.
And that was up by the Phoenix Open, the most famous golf tournament in the world, the most
That's right.
populated one. And so I'm sure saw a few folks showing up for the golf tournament there, even though you were many blocks away. That's coming up in early February. The Sunday of the golf tournament happens on Super Bowl Sunday, but it's the highest attended golf tournament in the world, and certainly the most unique in many ways. So are there any questions for Alexa? Any more questions? And hearing none, Cesar, I'm not sure there's anybody else who was planning to speak in the call. I don't see Lewis, and I don't
You're
see
right, Doug.
JB.
We're missing Luis, we're missing JB and Priya. I've been emailing them, texting them, and no response whatsoever.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
does anybody else have anything else before we end the call? We'll circle back with them and see what's going on. But does anybody else have anything to announce? Anything else they'd like to ask? Anything else they'd like to share?
Well, just a quick reminder or like a segue from me as well and the team, Doug. I mean, MJ and Brian are in the West and East specifically, but we also have two colleagues going around California as well as the East Coast, like in New York, Boston as well. When we have a couple of our founders in the US as well right now, situated in Miami. So wherever there is a need for any of the not clients, participants here of the community, as well as if anyone would have inquiries or questions about it, we're happy to meet up with you in person the next few weeks, so don't hesitate to reach out. And I look forward to meeting up with you as well, Colin, in the next few weeks.
Very good. Anything else? I know, Matthew, you've got to get off with the kids here and
Shoots and ladders,
start
man.
to
It's high
enjoy your
priority
Saturday.
today. Shoots and ladders, baby.
Exactly. Well, thanks everybody for taking the time to come today. It was a League of Opportunities day, so 90 minutes of great sharing. Feel free to, on the LinkedIn post that goes up tomorrow, to connect up with not just the folks in this room, but the ones that were in the room earlier today. Have a great rest of your Friday and weekend, and stay global and unstoppable. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Global
Be
Chamber.
well, everyone. Be well.
Thank you.
Thank you.